up, everyone? It's your girl Butterfly Baby, and this I have not done in a while. It's been a long time since I've done Throw It Out There Thursday. I think I've only done one or two, and then I stopped when my mom passed, and it's just been a journey to get back on track. But I love you guys because somehow doing these videos has been really therapeutic, or it's been distracted. It's given me something to focus on because I cared for my mom for so many years before she passed from kidney disease in May that it's been very helpful. So I'm back to do this one out there Thursday, doing something a little different. Not using my camera girl. I got a question in one of my videos a while back, and I was waiting for it. From the first video, I was waiting for it. And the question was, what's wrong with your eyes? So I'm sure you can tell from the topic, I'm going to go ahead and address that question because I've always felt like it's better to ask than to stare. So first, before we get started, welcome everybody back. And if you're new, welcome. You like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, you're not a member of the Flutter, then hit that subscribe button below, and you'll be alerted to any of my upcoming unboxings and now future Throw It Out There Thursdays and my family time videos. First, guys, forgive me. I am so chill and so comfortable. It is like 7:30 on a Thursday. I had a super long day at work. I work with adults with developmental disability, autism, Down syndrome, dementia, so forth. We help them to find jobs, and we help them to find their place in the community with as much support as they need. So yes, I'm an advocate for those with disabilities, because I've had so much family support growing up in life. I think that's made me as independent as I am. Love you, Mama. May you rest in peace. And to the rest of my family, awesome. So I've seen the impact, and I think it's so important to give back. And I have done that for, telling my age, 25 years. So anyway, guys, I did that. And then I went to the gym. I'm doing this workout. I do breast cancer walk since my mom has passed. I've gotten so involved in that. And I'm getting ready for the kidney walk in October here in our nation's capital. So I'm trying to get back in shape. Guys, I got on that elliptical and, oh my God, I thought I was going to die in crunches. So I'm here to tell you, at about 5:30 in the morning, if you hear some screams coming from the nation's capital area, it's just Butterfly Baby trying to get out of bed. I'm here to tell you because I'm going to feel it tomorrow. So with that being said, guys, I came in, I took a nice long hot shower. I used my Bath and Body Works aromatherapy. If you have not tried it, you've got to try, especially the mint flavor. Oh my God, it is so amazing. So I did that, and I was like, look, I just want to be comfortable when I talk to you guys. I don't want to do all the foundation, the makeup, the etc. This is it. So I apologize. If your dogs are howling and your cats are trying to scratch at their eyes and small children are screaming, send them out of the room until this video is over, because I just want to come to you guys real and me. So with that being said, because I don't want to make this too long, what's wrong with my eyes? Well, if you ask me, I'll tell you absolutely nothing. But medically speaking, I was born a twin and 7 months premature. It was a preemie. So I was born at 7 months. I barely weighed 3 pounds at birth. I think total, my twin and I weighed maybe 6 pounds and some, 5 pounds and some ounces. Anyway, I was last born, breech birth, you know, the whole upside down thing. But anyway, with that being said, I was born with glaucoma and cataracts. So I actually was born totally blind with no sight. And for those of you, I'll give a brief, like, basic description of glaucoma and cataracts, but I will put videos below that I found from doctors that give more in-depth detail. But glaucoma basically is fluid that does not drain properly in the back of the eye, where the signals goes through the retina to the lens to the back to the brain, and then sends that image back out to you. Well, if you build up fluid and it's not drained properly, it causes damage to the back of the eye. And it will also cause the eyes to build up pressure. I always like to joke and be like, I got high blood pressure, the eyes. But it causes the eyes to build up pressure, and it causes damages. And over time, it will cause damage or vision loss. Well, in a combination of that, I also had cataracts. And cataracts is basically like a cloudiness of the outer lens, or the pupil, as they call it, the protective lens, the cornea over your pupils. So imagine taking like a big glob of like Vaseline and putting it over a camera lens or over your eye. It's really, really cloudy. Well, being a preemie and I guess not having as much time for the eyes to fully develop, being a twin and so forth, and having these other combination of conditions, I could not see at all. So I had my very, very first surgery at 7 months. Being small, I had to stay in the hospital that long to gain weight and become healthy enough to have my very first surgery. And that was to remove the cataracts, the outer lens. Now, keep in mind, technology and medicine has come so far now that you can get help almost like immediately. I hear people and they're like, oh my God, my baby's born with glaucoma and so forth, cataracts. And I'm like, they can correct that, little incisions. It's great. But being a baby of the 70s, had not gotten that far. Doctors removed the cornea and brought down the pressure in the eye, but was more so concerned with how small I was and the breathing and you know, just being developed as a normal, healthy, happy baby. I won't say kind of took a back seat, but there were more pressing issues. So throughout the course of my life, I have had over 24 eye surgeries, mainly yearly to bring down and control the pressure in my eye. I take a pill. I take eye drops twice a day to control the pressure in my eye. It wasn't until I got later on in life that I had artificial lenses put in to replace the removal of the cataracts. So yes, back in the day, I was one of those little tiny kids with the little pigtails and the big Coke bottle glasses for a long, long time. Before, you know, I became healthy enough and technology came, modern medicine came in the way, and I was able to get my lenses. Probably should have had it done years ago, but hey, living is a more pressing issue. So, I had that surgery. I did have 2 cornea transplants since that time. One has failed. Currently, I'm trying it again. So you'll notice that I'll try to get closer, guys. And my eyes, because I have so much scar tissue from the surgery, I do not have the ability to always focus and look straight ahead. I don't see the damaged tissue, but the brain registers it. Because again, remember, you have wave signals that go into the eye, goes to the brain, and sends back out the message of that image. So I don't see the scar tissue, but my eyes will move around a lot to move past the scar tissue to give me a clearer image. So it's harder for me to focus a lot of times. So I will try. My eyes are blue. I was born with blue eyes. I always say that was my trade-in for losing the sight. Technically, people with vision problems or with glaucoma and so forth will have blue eyes or like hazel gray. They'll be a little cloudy in color. I don't know if you can tell because my eyes do never hardly ever want to look straight, but they're 2 different colors. This is the one that I'm waiting to have my 3rd transplant surgery on. Limitations for me. I will never be able to drive. I think that was the hardest thing. If you ever ask me what was the hardest thing to ever accept in life, being a twin and having 2 other brothers, you don't miss what you've never had. So I never considered myself to have a disability or limitations until I became old enough to drive. And my twin, who has been my best friend, my right hand, has always backed me up, was able to take that rite of passage into adulthood or responsibility. And I realized I could not, regardless to how independent I may have felt I was, that was something I was never going to be able to do. So that, I think, was the hardest thing for me to ever accept in life. I'm a big girl now. I'm over it. Every now and then I'll get sad about it. I'm like, oh, I want my own independence. But Hell, we have Uber and Lyft now, so hell, where is it that you can't go? But really, really bright lights, car lights at night, fluorescent lights, the snow, when the sun hits the snow, you may be like, yeah, that can be blinding, but it's almost like sunburn to my eyes. It's very, very painful. I generally do not, I look crazy in the wintertime when there's like snow on the ground and I'm going out with shades on. I try not to become so dependent because your eyes will train to be super, super sensitive to light, but I will wear shades. I'm even very careful with the lights I use for my YouTube videos. Distances. I can't see very, very far distances. I can see like people across the street, but I can't, and I'll know who it is across the street, but I won't be able to give you full details or facial features, guys. They will never use me to identify anybody in a lineup. And I will never be able to be on the courtroom jury, that's for sure. Probably a little disappointed because I do paint to relax. I did take art classes because before I realized that I had limitations, I wanted to be a courtroom artist. That was my thing. But, you know, hey, I got a better path in life. What can I say? Things that settle in the air. Aerosol sprays, cigarette smoke, incense, things like that I cannot tolerate, because it's in the air and it'll settle down on my lenses that I've had placed into the eye. My eyes will become very red and irritated. Reading for long periods of time, because again, my eyes will shift a lot to skip past the scar tissue, and it becomes very frustrating for me because I'll lose my place a lot and I'm like, damn it. So I'll get very frustrated. Computer screens, after a while, the words will start to run together on me, so I have to take a break. I will say that I am very fortunate. Didn't start off strong in the 70s with medication and modern technology, but I am very, very fortunate now to live at a time where, again, you do have Uber and Lyft. You have so many smart devices. How do I do my job? I'm a associate director of my job. And I have, my computer is in large print. It will talk to me. It will read my emails. It will take dictation. My iPads will do the same things for me. We have ebooks, etc. So I'm very fortunate in that point. In that aspect, I do like to tell people, hey, trust me, I can read. It's just easier for me. Hardest thing to do. It is a bitch, excuse me, guys, trying to apply makeup. A lot of times you'll get the plain face when I'm trying to make sure the foundation is even, when I'm putting on mascara and eyeshadow. You can only imagine, especially right now, because I am a year out. November made a year I had the last transplant, and I'm trying so hard to save it so that I don't have to have surgery 25, guys. It puts me out for like 3 months to just get back on my feet and heal. And then I have to take steroids for a year, and I have to see my doctor once a week. And it's a process. It's a very expensive process and a process. They probably know me very, 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 very well at Johns Hopkins Hospital. So I am fortunate to be here in the nation's capital where I have really good medical doctors and care. But with that, fighting that, right now, we do not know why. I can not be doing anything really, and everything will go completely dark in this eye. So I'll have no vision on this side. And if I cover this eye, I'll see nothing at times. Or sometimes it can be really, really bright, just white light. So I'm currently seeing specialists for that. I'm praying they find a solution or answer to that. So you can imagine putting on mascara, guys, in the morning, and it's like, I can't freaking see. Taking pictures, the picture that I put up here, you'll see me like looking up like in wonder. I will put some pictures next to me so you can see I took about 15 pictures to just get that one. That I think is more frustrating for me because the eyes will, I always say when the camera comes around, like the eyes are like, hell no, and they're going in their own direction. So that's frustrating to me. My eyes are super sensitive, like I said, the light. So they'll squint a lot of times, very, very barely open, but they're open. It's cute when little kids are like, Mommy, how is she walking around with her eyes closed? I get that a lot. It bothers me a lot. I'll hear adults say, God, you look like you're dead on your feet. You're so tired. Or wake up. And I'm typing or doing work at my desk. And I'm like, really? Biggest pet peeve I have is I'll go to like fast food restaurants. So I'll go to a counter at a department store, or like when I go to the gym or wherever. And it can be no one else behind you. You're the only person at that counter. There's no one behind me. And I'll come up and I'll ask you a question. I'm not asking you about pink elephants, unicorns, and rainbow bears. So obviously I'm not out of my mind. The question is relevant to whatever services you're providing. And I don't always look directly at you or the camera. And people will do this move here. Oh, me? You're talking to me? Oh, because you were looking over there. I think that is the rudest shit, excuse me, that I have ever come across in my life. Obviously, I'm not the first person with a visual problem or the first person with a disability. So that just really what the frock? I mean, it just really gets under my skin. So I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves that I have. I'm sure there are other little things, but again, I can say that I received so much support from my family who never babied me. It was okay. Well, my mom's philosophy was, if you can't do it that way, then you better find another way to get it done, because you're gonna get it done. So I loved her for that. I love my family for that. They've always been strong supporters, and I do believe that with any disability or any challenges that we all have in life, because I'll say to people all the time, well, we all have a disability, because a disability is something that limits you or prevents you from working to your full potential. So whether it's a fear of heights, phobias, this, that, the other, there's something. There's a little something that may hold us all back, because we're not perfect people. But I think that any strong support system can help any of us to be successful. And I think that's why I love my job. I'm a strong advocate for what I do. I don't know. I'm just me. It took me a long time to get here, guys. A lot of therapy and a long time to get here and sit in front of a camera and say, this is me. Because my family was like, what? You're doing a YouTube channel? What? You're on social media? Never had a social media, Facebook account, anything in my life. Within the last 8 months, you just start seeing me pop up everywhere after my mom passed. Life was short, and she just always motivated me to be who you are. But I was always very shy, and well, I had a rough mouth, because I would fight and challenge you in a minute. You weren't gonna pick on me, but I never wanted to be in the spotlight, because people are just cruel. It's like, well, what's wrong with her, and who is she looking at, or what is she doing? So I say to myself, and now it's like, you know what? It's me. This is it. You can either love me or lump me. And I have made beautiful friendships along the way. There are some awesome people in my life, and I think it's been a blessing and a curse, because with every negative, I've come across 20 positive. I've come across so many people who are just generally curious. If you want to know, ask. They're generally curious. They want to be educated. I've become a support group for other people and their children who are diagnosed with the condition. People who are just, you can see the kind heart and the nature in people who generally are there to support you and be there for you. So it's not the end of my journey, but it was certainly hard in the beginning. I think I'm in a very good place now. So, you know, hey, this is Butterfly. I hope I have answered any questions or curiosities about my eyes. I know in my videos I may mention my special eyes, or hell, I can't see that. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'm more than happy to answer them. Guys, I hope this has given you a little bit more about me and who I am. And until the next Thought Out There Thursday, guys, remember, I will leave the link below to give you a more defined definition of glaucoma and cataracts. But until next video, guys, bye.